Welcome to ET Money Ask the Expert session. Today, we are joined by Mr. Sona Mudsi, Fund Manager, Tata PE Fund. Value investing as a concept was developed in the 1920s by Benjamin Graham. And over the years, some of the most successful investors, including Warren Buffett, have used principles of value investing to build enormous wealth. But value investing is not limited to individual investors. There are mutual funds that follow these principles and are called value funds. In this video, we'll try to decode what is value investing and how value funds adopt these principles to generate returns. We will also talk about whether value investing is still relevant in current times or whether the commentary that this type of investing is no longer possible holds true. Sonam, thank you for taking out time and speaking to us.
Thank you.
So let's start from the basics. While investors understand categories like say large cap, the same can't be said about value funds, and that's because value investing as a concept isn't really known to among retail investors. Can you talk about what is value investing, and in extension, how value funds use this concept in making investments that they do?
So in a layman's parlance, value simply means that something is cheaper than its intrinsic value. So stock has become cheaper. So the cheapness can be because of two reasons, specifically from a value perspective. One, from a historical valuation perspective, whether it's from PE, EV, EBITDA, price to cash flow, that stock or sector has become cheaper versus history. The other set of value is basically there is an emerging sector or an emerging segment which is small but can have explosive growth, and that today is cheaper or value and can become expensive over a period of time. I think that in this context I would look at value. And generally I think whether you are following a large cap, mid cap, small cap, any category, this theme actually holds true because this is the fundamental principle of investing in any asset class, that you're trying to buy something cheaper than what it is worth, and therefore at some point of time you'll be able to make some money out of it.
So, Sonam, you mentioned that, value is when something gets cheaper than, its historical value. So, is it about playing on a possible recovery of the stock value and going back? And if yes, doesn't that increase risk? Like what happens if that recovery never happens, right? And if that recovery also happens, isn't there an opportunity cost attached to it while you're waiting for that recovery to happen? So it could take 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever years. There is some opportunity cost attached to it. What are your views on this?
So you have hit the nail on its head. So value investing is being cheaper is the starting point of value investing. It's not the end in itself. So you're right that whether the recovery comes or not, whether that concern goes away. So to me, really, if I look at it, the best stock or the best asset class to own is that you have a blend of value, where the concern will go away over a period of time, and that value has the potential to become valuable. I think that's the crux of value investing. Value for the sake of value. So that's where deep research in how what trends you have to look at, and say 100 opportunities, possibly only 10 are worth looking at. So you have to go very, very deep. So it takes time, but anything that is worthwhile, that will prove to be valuable, needs to be given time. And like any investing, I don't think that is specific to only value investing. It's true for all asset classes.
Sure. So if we look at current times, Sonam, and this is happening globally also, that big companies are becoming bigger, right? And especially in India and globally. So as an investor, wouldn't it be better off, just being in those big companies and benefit from the growth? Because these big companies would never be really in the value bucket for you to sort of go and invest and get exposure in. So why take value exposure at all in that scenario then?
I think there is I would disagree with that. I'll just give you some examples.
Sure.
About 1 year back, and in fact for a long period of time, the largest private sector refiner chemical company was a commodity company and therefore cheaper than the market and therefore value. It has slowly, if you had followed that company, you just slowly moved into a telecom giant, a platform giant, then a retail, and now suddenly, so that was the best kind of value, that you were finding something cheaper. It was trying to use that cash flow to grow into growth engines. And it's a pretty large cap, the largest cap that you will ever find. And in recent times, if you see, in the context, the biggest of the big IT companies are cheap or even today. And if the rebound is quicker, if the concern on, say, the virus, etc., goes away, then technology is here to stay, and therefore can you benefit. So I don't think value investing is either or. It's, that only small cap, only emerging, nothing like that. It is within the context of what you have. Within large cap, mid cap, small cap, you should keep looking. As I said, the best combination, I mean, there is never a perfect world. The best combination is that you have found a dominant company at a cheap price. And that's what really the crux of value investing is.
So, when connected to this, Sonam, is if you look at the last 10-year returns of value funds, and even after this massive correction that has happened post COVID-19, the funds have not really beaten the most popular equity fund categories like multi caps. Why do you think that has happened, and do you think this changing, over the next few years?
So, specific to, I can say with, from our example, that we run a pretty successful value fund. And if you pit it against a 10-year return over any category of fund, it's done very, very well. So essentially, what do you define as value? Value or cheapness is just the starting point.
Okay.
Then you have to go deeper and to figure out, which are the, value to worth chasing, and which are the value which will become essentially a value trap. So a concern which you think will continue to come in and is a niggling worry, that I would define as a value trap. But if the concern is sort of going away over a period of time, and the sector or the company is cheaper, then you should go in and do it. And that value has a potential to become valuable. So it pays you. And I would, venture out to say that many of the successful different category funds have been successful by following a blend of growth and value together. It's never only growth. The idea is, from an investing perspective, to buy something cheaper than what it is. And only then you can create some alpha over the benchmark.
I think we spoke a lot about the risks and the negatives. Let's talk about the benefits of when you go into value investing. While you once said it's possible recovery and you're benefiting from it, what are the other benefits an investor gets when he goes into and invests, or takes exposure into value funds?
So the biggest advantage or the plus point for a value fund is that it has no bias. It tends to look at, it calls a spade and goes for it. Normally doesn't think the strategy in terms of funds SID, then generally it, that no bias approach tends to do very, very well when the herd mentality is being followed, and it tends to save you from possible mistakes if things go wrong, particularly.
So sure. So Sonam, then if value investing or value funds, go deeper and look at various parameters as you mentioned. Now, as an investor, how do you go about picking a value fund if you decide to invest in this category? What are the key parameters someone should look at while picking a fund in the value category?
So, as you said very, very clearly, It is the track record, and one should really look at, in any category, you should look at the track record of that particular fund. And value being a sort of a structured fund, it follows a certain pattern. There is a strategy in place. It makes sense to look at the track record of that strategy, and the longer you have the strategy or the track record, it gives you a sense of how it has performed over cycles. And if it's been able to, over a period of time, start beating benchmarks and large benchmarks, then that strategy seems to be working. And I also believe that when you're doing a value fund which has a defined scope, there is a certain discipline of investing. There is no biasness from a portfolio manager that I'll not do this sector or I will not do this sector. It just goes by that particular strategy and follows to the T. And if you're true to that mandate, essentially over a period of time, you tend to make more money than usual.
Okay, so we spoke about how to pick a fund. Let's talk about how much you should be allocating to value funds within your portfolio. So, what and a broader piece on the role that value funds play in asset allocation of a portfolio. So, what would you say a value fund's role in someone's portfolio is, and how much should somebody be allocating to specifically to value funds in one's portfolio?
So I believe that for any equity investment, one needs to have a 3 to 5 year horizon. And when you are doing something as value, you definitely need to have that kind of horizon, because value tends to play out over cycle. And sometimes it is a little more volatile than other categories, because as you said, it is early on the trend. It is, so by the time that seed becomes a plant, it takes a little more time. So you have to give it some gestation period to work out itself. So I think people should have that in mind. From a percentage perspective, it really depends on age profile, etc. But I would tend to think that it needs to be at least 15 to 20% of your overall equity allocation, because one, it doesn't follow a certain trend line which most other funds are following, and it can be a good hedge to your other strategy. So it can be a good hedge while others are doing normal kind of themes. This goes against the trend and tries to do something different.
Okay. Sure. So any last words, Sonam, for our investors or our users about value funds and value investing?
So my request would be to give this strategy some time. If you don't give it time, you will tend to get out at the wrong time. So if you are willing to give it time for it to fructify, then these type of funds tend to do very, very well for your portfolio. And essentially we look at equities or any asset class with a view that this cheapness or this value will at some point will become valuable, and we become wealthier over a period of time. So it's a sort of sane way of creating wealth.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Thank you so much, Sonam, for taking out time and speaking to us. It's been a very, very insightful conversation.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.